What's going on, everybody? C4 here today, and I'm super hyped, super excited to break down and leak 2 big community requests for connected franchise mode with all of the news, be it the release trailer, be it EA Play. Everyone and their dog is saying what's coming to connected franchise mode, and I've done a deep dive and I've found out what is going on. You say, how do you know this? Because check the little graphic that I'm going to post right now. About 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when the Madden 18 original trailer came out, and then the following maybe week and a half after that, all the new features that they were dropping on us were related to Madden Ultimate Team. The MUT Squads was the big one. Of course, they'd bring back a returning feature. I personally don't give a shit because I never would have played it anyways, and they'd throw it into Madden Ultimate Team. You know, I can't overly criticize that because it's what makes them money. But then I tweeted at Rex Dixon. For those of you that don't know, he's basically the mob boss there for the Madden series. I hit him on Twitter. I said, what's coming to connected franchise mode? I'll include the screenshot here. And he said, we'll definitely get to that. 2 of the top community requests plus simulation playstyle. So I figured, okay, 2 top community requests. They didn't say anything, hopefully, about removing player editing. Last year's game, Madden 17, had player editing. That was good enough for me. I don't like being an overly negative person. I know there's plenty of people here on YouTube that make their money just constantly shitting on games. I don't totally believe that's the way, but when I do see something that's worth criticizing, I think it's good to have my voice be heard because there's other people like me that don't have this sort of platform that I do right now. So that being said, you know, people are getting antsy. Us in the connected franchise mode community are getting a little antsy because it just seems like every year less and less attention is going into connected franchise mode. So we're going to start the premise of this video, the initial start of this video, that there's 2 of the top community requests coming. So what we know so far, big story, big arc-wise, the new MUT feature, MUT Squads, team play, it's hidden behind MUT. The story mode, which supposedly took them 4 years to develop, we have found out that you don't even get to play in the NFL. As someone that can offer a slightly unique perspective, because I played FIFA 17, The Journey. I'm not, you know, a lot of people that play Madden don't play FIFA. I play both games. The Journey was something different. It wasn't particularly good because there was such limitation to the creative approaches you could take as a consumer. You want to be able to create something in your own idea rather than go through the motions of someone else's vision. And that's what you had to do in The Journey. And what we're finding out right now is that there's no playing in the NFL in this story mode. It's going to follow the career of Devin Wade as an undrafted free agent. You're probably going to have a little bit of a high school something going on, something at the University of Texas where you have to go, you have to play quarterback, and then the end game, the ending, I guarantee the final end screen is going to be like Madden 19, you actually get to play in the NFL. So Madden 18, basically you get to go all the way up to the combine. You probably get a couple interests from some teams after talking to Dan Marino, and then it's going to end and say stay tuned for next year's game where we are going to be looking at his rookie season. That's how it's going to work, and that's how, you know, I kind of assumed it was going to work. I thought it was going to be a cookie cutter, you know, like for like from the Journey from FIFA. And what it is, it's exactly what I said it was going to be after I saw that trailer. It is not a feature that is supposed to be heavy on the user creativity. It's not supposed to be a feature that's heavy on the gameplay. What it is EA and Madden in particular showcasing the Frostbite engine, and that's it. Look how much money they got the goddamn guy from House of Cards to be in it. They are spending so much time, money, allocation, resources on this mode that I personally think I'm going to play it. I didn't really hate The Journey. It wasn't anything special, but I think it's going to be a flop. I think the majority of people are going to kind of play it, and they're going to see literally their sub boxes on YouTube in particular just be filled up with the same cutscenes because it's not going to be different. You're going to have 13 different YouTubers playing the exact same thing through the motions, and the only other difference is going to be some people will be screaming over it over others. So that being said, you still go back to that initial tweet. 2 of the top community requests are coming to connected franchise mode. So I went to OperationSports.com. It is probably the best resource and community for Madden, I think, on the internet. And a heavy, heavy presence on Operation Sports is based on people that like to play connected franchise mode. So you looked at this big topic called Things We Want to See in Madden 18. And this was released like 3 or 4 days after the Madden 17 release date. So they got on it early. And why is this important to say? It's important because not only is Operation Sports a great, you know, community for everything Madden, more so connected franchise mode, there is multiple people within EA Madden's development team that frequent those forums. They constantly are looking for feedback and engaging with users on those forums. So what that tells me is that before the Madden 18 game got into circulation, they started working on it, there was these top community requests, the top posts in this thread were visible, and I guarantee read by someone on the creation team there of Madden. And looking through it, we got I picked out 6 things. 6 things that were overwhelmingly the top request for Connected Franchise Mode. Number 1 was adding offensive, defensive coordinators / coaching carousel. For those of you that didn't have the opportunity to play NCAA 14, coaching carousel was very, very fun. Essentially what it was is you start out as an offensive or defensive coordinator. I don't know if you could be a special teams coach. We all know special teams coach are pretty much just drug addicts. But you could be an offensive or defensive coordinator, and then you could work your way up to be a head coach. So what goes into that? If you're the offensive coordinator, for we're saying example's sake, you would just call the offensive plays, and if they worked, they worked. You control everything on the offense, and then when it went to defense, it popped into a simulation. They already know they kind of have those mechanics going into the MUT squads, where the MUT squads are divided up into offense, defense, and the head coach. That kind of gameplay mechanics is already in this game. So many people are like, oh yes, it's kind of looking like coaching carousel may be included, and this would add so much more depth, so much more playability to the Connected Franchise Mode. This is the overwhelming number 1 request, and I didn't even think about it. This is not even like me, kind of trying to mask my own suggestions as the community. This is the biggest one. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, more that I think about it, that'd be dope. Number 2, my big one is custom draft classes. Being able to, at the beginning, or maybe, yeah, that's usually how it would work. At the beginning of every season you take in Connected Franchise Mode, you can import a custom draft class so that all the prospects that you'll be able to scout throughout the season can already be modified into real life prospects from college, or you can make it literally whatever. You can make it ridiculous. You can make it, every moot person that starred in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie in the 80s. That could be your entire draft class. Whatever floats your boat. But it adds a lot more playability. This feature was in previous Maddens. The Maddens I grew up on that didn't have Madden Ultimate Team, and the only way that they were able to keep you on the hook and not go to 2K and stay with Madden from game to game, year to year, was to make the Connected Franchise Mode that much more playable. It's the bread and butter. It's what made Madden exactly what it is today. And we're getting every single year they're just floating away from that Connected Franchise Mode island and going to elsewhere at things that people don't necessarily want. So custom draft classes, coaching carousel, features like that would bring everything back to the home, which is Connected Franchise Mode. Remembering where you came from, Madden. Other features, we got in-depth scouting / scouting reports. Right now the scouting is pretty whimsical. I just did my first episode of Draft Wars. You guys are going to see that. I assume this video will come up before that. You're going to see that soon. And, it's still, you just get the combine grade. You occasionally will get some stories in the news and stuff like that. And that is why I don't think custom draft classes are allowed, because of the story modes that you get and the storylines that you get through the Connected Franchise Mode. I think because that is such a feature, they don't want to have custom draft classes because it has a tool to change the names to whoever you want. I think if that's the case, that is utter bullshit. But I digress. There's no scouting reports. More in-depth scouting reports, getting more familiar with your draft prospects. That is easy. That kind of scouting process happened in NCAA where you had to recruit players. That is how exactly the Madden should take their scouting process. Just rip NCAA. There you go. It's already, been developed within your franchise. It's not like something 2K's done that Madden and EA has never done. It's not like some of those features that people play the baseball game. Like, oh, that'd be cool in Madden. They've never done it. This is stuff Madden has done. This is stuff that EA and this development team, surely there's some people from the NCAA 14 development team that's now on the Madden game. They know how to do this. It should be plug and play to get these features back in the game. Another one, more in-depth relocation options. More cities, more jerseys. Easy. Another one, team chemistry. They have team chemistry in Madden Ultimate Team. It would make a lot of sense in Connected Franchise Mode. Right now, essentially, you just get players that don't fit the scheme, and that's it. If you try to run a 3-4 outside linebacker, you put him as a 4-3 outside linebacker, he's going to take a little bit of a hit. And outside of that, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. There's no, there's so much more depth you can go into team chemistry than just being a positional fit. And the last one is historical stat tracking. I love this one. So minimalistic. Has been in previous Madden games. Being able to look back, if you're in year 10, like we did with the Philadelphia Eagles in our Carson Wentz franchise, I can look back at each individual season, see who did well in stats, see how Carson Wentz did in 2017 when it's all the way up in 2030. See, being able to do that, that's been in previous Maddens. They just got rid of that for what reason? Are you running low on space? We're supposed to be on next-gen, top-of-the-line consoles here in PS4 and Xbox One. You're telling me that they can't handle shit that my PS2 could? Is that what you're saying? There's not enough space, there's not enough hardware, there's not enough memory to be able to do something like that? I think that's kind of a cop-out. So, that being said, 2 of these top community requests, the top community requests, will be included. Not all these ones, 2. I think we should be alright with 2. Beggars can't be choosers, and right now, Connected Franchise Mode players are beggars. But 2 of these, I'll be fine with any of these 2. I have found out through Twitter what the big 2 are. The number 1 feature is they have added, get ready, drum roll please, coach adjustments, including best on best. So what this means is you can take your top corner and no longer be like, oh, my number 2 corner on the depth chart is going to cover the number 2, whatever. Everyone knows what I'm saying. You can now put your best corner against against their best wide receiver. Same can go maybe for switching out your defensive ends, or you put one on a weaker guy if you want to. That's not, and that's one. The exact quote from Rex says, franchise most wanted part 1, coach adjustments including best on best. Wait, that wasn't on any of the features, and that doesn't really seem connected franchise mode specific. That seems like very similar to when you copped out and said that simulation play style was a connected franchise mode. I'm pretty sure that everyone, Madden Ultimate Team, quick play players, connected franchise mode players, are going to be able to use this feature. So how is that a top community request for connected franchise mode? And then the second one, and this is one I haven't got 100% verification on, but a lot of people, especially people on Twitter, have been saying this is the number 2 of the big 2 community requests. And it is draft boards for connected franchise mode, which essentially means if you're doing an online connected franchise mode and they have a draft set for next Wednesday, but you can't make that next Wednesday, you can set up a draft board and it will draft for you. I didn't even see that in any of the fucking pages. There's 50-some pages on Operation Sports about the top community requests that we want to see in Madden 18. I don't think that even was there. That is a feature that literally 1% of users is going to use. So where is everything else? It's gone, man. It's one of those things that you just kind of have, because there's no competition, and I'm not only, like I said, the top of the video, I don't want to keep making Madden videos where I shit on the game. I really just want this game to be a fun game. But this year, connected franchise mode users, as we have been in years past, we're getting the stick, man. Right now, this is for all the people that aren't diehards, they're trying to appeal to the cinematic approach with the story mode, and hoping they can attract more users there. But I personally have a gut feeling that is going to be an utter failure in regards to EA's expectations for that game. Like I said, I'm probably going to play it. It's not going to be bad, but I think they're thinking it's going to be the next big selling feature from this game, especially because they showed up. They got the guy from House of Cards, for God's sakes. They're not going to make their money back on that one. It's just sad, man. Honestly, we're getting the shaft here for connected franchise mode users, and unless, more people with the voice kind of like mine can get out there. I mean, I swear a little bit, so there's probably not going to be a whole lot of people that take it seriously from EA's regard. And maybe someone a little bit more professionalism can better iterate my feelings and the feelings of the connected franchise mode community. But we're not asking them to reinvent the wheel. We're not asking them to just totally reinvent connected franchise mode. We just want, literally, if you had a box of spare parts from previous connected franchise modes, now, when we have more space, more processing power than ever, just take those spare parts, and they don't have to be extremely fluid. Just take those spare parts, find the connected franchise mode, and just fucking duct tape them. Use super glue and duct tape and put all those old features that are in that spare parts box back into connected franchise mode, and we'd be happy. That's it for me here today, guys. Thank you for watching. I don't see me ever doing another video just shit-talking Matt. It is what it is, and we're going to have to take it on the chin once again. The only thing you can do is let your voices be heard and tell them, man, just put back these features. But then again, where people who actually have influence in this community could do so, and they're the same people that saying this game is the same old game and where are the new features, they're the exact same people that are just continuing to fuel the Madden Ultimate Team machine. And until people with a bigger voice and a bigger impact can say something, it's just going to be me talking to you guys, sounding like a cranky old man. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.